guys have like this special sort of connection that you guys found out about.
Yes.
So
You got to tell the story.
elaborate.
Okay, so here we go. Back in so one day Nicole came in. Far back, should we just talk about? Yeah, I'm not gonna.
And it was about a month ago.
Yeah, so you came in to patronize me, and you know it was towards the end of the day, and we were just talking and sharing and. It was after 3 because I closed at 3. I locked the door and it was just her and I in here just talking and kikiing. And the next thing, you know, we were talking about, you know, property and where we lived, where we grew up. And I happened to share, I was like, oh yeah, I used to live on Bradna Drive. And she was like,
Did you say Bradna Drive?
Yeah, because who lives who actually
Like that's not like saying
Drive?
I lived on Crenshaw or
right.
54th Street. I'm like, Bradna.
Absolutely. And so from there, she, you know, so we started looking up, you know, searching, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, this is the house I lived in, and what we come to realize is we were neighbors. I was a immediate neighbor to her grandparents, and we had no idea. So it's no coincidence how like the universe and how God brings people together, you know, organically. When I say organically, we originally met about almost a year ago online.
Yeah.
Online.
Social media.
You bought my coffee online.
Yep. And we just started talking from there.
Yes.
Because y'all know I'm a talker.
Yeah.
You know,
and me too. Yeah. And one thing. And I'm open to. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, girl, come on, let's talk about it. Yeah. So one thing led to another, and here we are. She's even done an event in my space.
Yeah.
But I remember her when she was a baby. So we were teenagers when her parents, you know, were together, and she was born. So when she told me who she was, I was like, oh, you're that baby. Because I remember this cute little baby girl. So yes. So yeah, I grew up right next door to her grandparents.
That to me that is just so crazy, and everybody I tell that story to is like, that is crazy, because like you said, we had already been like friends and had already connected on a business
different level, right
already.
Yes.
And we just happened to just be talking, and it wasn't even really no rhyme or reason why that conversation went the way that it did.
And even that you even came to my shop that day. You just randomly came.
Because I came to go next door.
Yeah. Like I didn't know you were coming.
Right.
That's why I'd be like, everything is like
that
organic.
Is so,
yes.
It's like I always say that's so crazy, but it's like not crazy. Like it's not. So yeah, and it's like wow. And for me, you know, I called my mom. I'm like, Mom. And it was crazy because for me, like, of course I knew my grandparents, my grandfather and my grandmother. These are my maternal grandparents. My grandfather was a firefighter for the city of LA for many years.
Absolutely.
Grandma worked, you know, was a home, you know, what you call that, homemaker, housewife or whatever. And you know, you talked about knowing my aunt. And so for me, it was crazy because in a sense, it's like she validated, not that I needed her to validate it, but she did, like that these people existed outside of how I knew them.
Saw them. Right. Yes. I remember the blue Mustang. I think I always, as a child, I knew he was a fireman, and that's big. You know, we didn't have a black fireman. You know, and whether I knew it or not back then, I didn't know that was a thing to be. Right. You know, but. You know, so I always kind of secretly wanted him to drive down the street in his fire engine. You know, I'm like, where's the fire engine, Mr. Neal? You know, but
so
and there was
crazy.
yes.
And so, and I think the other thing I'll say about that, it just also reminds me that we are all connected, all of us, whether we realize it or not. And sometimes we're lucky and we get to figure out how we're connected, but almost always we are connected. It's beautiful. So.
And also just to say on that, so you got to kind of almost be willing to be available too. because I know sometimes I put them barriers up. I'm like, what they say, no new friends. Like sometimes it's a lot to get to know a person, you know, and that energy and learn them, especially if you're running a business. You don't, life?
Be careful.
Life what?
Right.
Business is the life.
And then you gotta wonder who got ulterior motives.
Yes.
Who's trying to, you know, take advantage.
Yes.
Who's trying to do,
because they're out there.
That's when you have to trust your intuition. Because I've noticed, like, you know, even like when you know, like, I agree with you with the no new friends thing, but like there have been times where like I'm like, why is this person, like, I'm okay with telling them this, or why do I feel drawn to this person but not this person?
Right.
It's like, maybe trusting that intuition.
Yes.
Right.
Trust that. Yeah. Your soul really is. That's know your inner being.
Yeah.
It is not going to lie to you.
Oh,
Yes.
now that's a word right there.
Yes.
That's a word. And I think our last question to kind of close the conversation. This has been great. The importance of supporting Black businesses, and maybe I don't know if you want to talk specifically about Black businesses owned by Black women. I can't even get the words out.
BBB, Black business babes. No.
Like the significance
I was like,
of
big Black businesses. It's like, wait, what are we talking about now?
wait a minute.
Yeah, I was like, big Black what?
Like,
Let me sip my coffee.
And I was like, wait.
Maybe it's the caffeine.
Triple B.
so, like, the importance of that from your perspective, I would love to hear that. I know for me, to me, it's a non-issue. Like, if I can buy toilet paper from a Black-owned company, I'm gonna do it. And I actually have. I bought Black-owned toothbrushes, Black-owned laundry detergent. I'm trying to really, you know, do the best that I can to support.
Absolutely.
What does that mean? What
That's
like, significant?
So the word for that is being intentional. Intentionality. I mean, when you seek out, and that's not just for our Black brothers and sisters, but for our white brothers and sisters. Be intentional about supporting Black-owned businesses, because you know we are underserved, underfunded.
Yep.
You know the hoops that we have to jump through
For everything.
It's not everybody has to jump through those hoops.
Right.
Case in point, another reason why I even decided to leave my place of business was so I can self-fund, because it wasn't easy trying to get the monies that I needed to do what I wanted to do. But it felt good when I knew, when I wrote the check, that thing over there was mine. But back to the main question, supporting, it's just very important. Like I said, we're under everything, underfunded, underserved. Being intentional, like you said, going to a coffee shop and supporting. If you could go and sit in Starbucks and have your meeting, there's no reason why you couldn't come here.
Right.
Because you're going to get this.
Right.
You're going to get all of this right here.
And I always say, and at least for me, it is amazing to be able to speak to the person, because I buy your coffee, your packaged coffee, to have a conversation with you about how you make this, or what your dreams are, or like I use Black-owned nail polish, to talk to the owner of that polish company, or the person that makes the ice cream, or the whatever it is, and actually be able to speak to those people.
Even like if you have an issue with something, like having to talk, being able to talk to a human, like, have it be like you don't have to jump through hoops, fill out an email, you can literally just be like, hey, this wasn't working, what do you recommend?
What can we do differently?
Yeah.
And they look out for you too. Like next door, Zoe, the clothing store. She's like, you want to come and sell your books here? I can do a thing for you. Or when I walk in the door, like, what you got? She start pulling stuff. Or she'll text me sometimes, hey, we're having a sale. And of course, she is running a business, right? But it's like, even when people start to get to know what you like and don't like, the lady that sells the candles, not the one you're talking about, the other woman, Zakia, with Hot Thing candles, I would be like, oh, I see these these candles, but I don't know which one. And she's like, well, based on what I know you like, you probably like this one.
Okay.
But that's because she knows me, right?
Yeah.
So it's like those kinds of relationships, you know, and even like being able to ask, hey, can we have a class here?
Yeah.
And you're like, okay. And I'm like,
and I also think that when you're supporting me, you're supporting not only a woman of color, but somebody who supports and lives in the community.
Yes.
You know, I'm constantly doing something with my business neighbors, and I'm going to point like this way because I got my business neighbor over this way is Zoe. Then I have a business neighbor over this way, S2F Entertainment. Mm-hmm. And they pull me into whatever they doing.
Yep.
We're doing this for Thanksgiving to feed the homeless. Do you want to? Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
We're doing this on Christmas to give back to the kids. Do you want to? Yes. Sign my name up.
Yep.
But those types of things, being able to give back and knowing that my monies are being recycled, but they're not going to, you know, out. Yeah, they're not going out to wherever, you know. I'm not taking, and it's nothing wrong with doing these things, don't get me wrong, because I need a vacation. But you know, I'm not every other week I'm out, you know, on the slopes or in Aruba or yeah, I must want to go to Aruba. That's the second time I done said that.
Claim it. Coffee and tea in Aruba.
And in Aruba, yes, I'm gonna take my bag. But yeah, so you know, living, working, giving back, supporting within is just, you know,
it's important.
Yeah, it is important. It is important. And I end up connecting with people. Like, I never know who's coming in these doors.
Yeah.
But when I tell you I have like a conversation every time with everybody that comes in here,
yeah,
I really do.
And you learn something
new.
And
I learn something new. I meet people, they get to know who I am and about me.
And then they tell somebody else.
Yeah,
you know,
so
it's a big thing.
Yeah,
it's
and
huge.
it's you just never know. Yes.
Absolutely. So how can people find you?
So on social media, you can find me at LA Grind Coffee and Tea Bar, on the website www.lagrindcoffeeandteabar, and physically the location at 1412 South Redondo Boulevard, Los Angeles, Mid-City. So I'm on Redondo and Pico, if you're familiar with the area.
Yay! This was great.
Yes, it was.
Any questions, Andrea? You want to know anything?
I want to know how was the tea.
It was amazing. I mean, you see, it's gone.
Yeah, and I want to know how was that coffee.
It was good.
Yeah, mine's almost gone. I probably had a little bit too much caffeine. But
I'm a slow drinker. It'd be like 4, 5, 6 o'clock. I'd still be drinking.
No, because I don't want no watery coffee. I need to keep all the caffeine. Just
coffee ice cubes.
We forgot to mention before we end. We forgot to mention her coffee is at Kale My Name.
Oh yes,
which is Tabitha Brown's restaurant in the Valley. So you doing things.
Yes.
And honey, let me tell you this. I'm gonna say this on camera because I already told her. When I went to Kale My Name, Tabitha Brown was in there, and she took a photo with me and my friends. And I don't play especially for me, because of who I am. I will name drop. Everybody name coming out. I said, so that coffee that you serving in here. That's my friend Vanessa. She's like, oh yeah, you know, very good. So,
well, I actually, Tabitha, I'm coming for you. I will see you next month for my birthday.
Yeah,
I made a reservation.
I was gonna say, let me know. I might want to come and eat again too.
Oh yeah, come on.
We should go today. Can we get reservations?
Ooh. I don't know what time.
We might want to go get some Kale My Name today. We'll see.
I'm gonna save mine though. I'm saving mine for it's a special treat.
Yeah, you gotta save it, and let's hope she's there because she is so.
I hope so.
Sweet.
I might be like
that energy on her. You know,
your tab. Let you, Donna, be there. You and Donna.
All right, you guys, it was a pleasure. We will see you in the next episode of Pushing Through. Take care.
Bye.